Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, WWE stars defend Bianca Belair from horrific online abuse.
Kevin Kelly's been removed from the AEW roster.
We got some backstage details on Kazuchika Okada's AEW contract.
And Dominik Mysterio gets booed at his own wedding. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Alright, we're gonna start off this video by just spending 5 minutes or whatever talking about how awesome Bianca Belair is.
Yes.
Because she came in for some really horrific abuse yesterday. I'm not going to shine a light on the comments that were made, but it was part of a cover art photo shoot image for WWE 2K24. If you don't know, Cody Rhodes, Bianca, and Rhea Ripley are the cover stars
Looks
this
great.
year. Yeah, I think Cody's on the standard version,
Yes.
and Ripley and Belair are on the deluxe version, something along those lines. But yeah, bunch of just racists, just awful,
Unbelievable,
idiot,
this.
small-minded, ignorant, tiny little people, just commenting the worst stuff about Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair of all
I know, she seems like the nicest person in the world. She's an incredible ambassador for WWE. You hear, every single week, it seems like Bianca Belair has done a really nice thing for someone.
And she's class at wrestling.
Exactly.
She's not getting pushed because there was a bit of favoritism there. She's mint.
Yeah, she's one of the most natural stars in the entire business. But, bigots are bigots. And there's, a bunch of, obviously, thousands of fans, speaking up and shutting these morons down. But there's just some really nice words from some of Bianca's peers, and I'm going to read some of them because this is a Bianca Belair appreciation show today. Just is. Big E has been on, friend of the channel. Shoutouts to Big E. He tweeted, "The black women in this industry face a regular barrage of racism and misogyny from fans, quote unquote, and have for far too long. You cannot diminish their light. You cannot erase their contributions to this industry." Rhea Ripley, she's a cover star for 2K24. EST ain't just a nickname. Bianca Belair is a history maker, a trailblazer, and one of the nicest humans you would have the privilege to ever meet. You're just mad that she's better than you. She's
true.
Spot on. Zelina Vega, she posted a big post here, but it's just putting her over. It's great.
Yeah.
Bianca is one of the best Bianca is one of the best this business and the world has ever seen. When I think of a hard worker, standout path paver, and someone who's genuinely a proud representation of her culture, it's Bianca. She deserves everything she's gotten and more. She earned the name EST.
Yes.
The fans, again, quote unquote, that took part in the blatant disrespect and hate towards her and other black men and women should be ashamed and embarrassed. It's disgusting. But your hate will never ever dim their shine. We love you, B. You continue to be an inspiration to all of us. And I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah,
Becky
great that
Lynch,
from Vega, by the way.
incredible update. I agree with every single word that's been said here. Becky Lynch, one of the best flag bearers we have in WWE. She's posted a photo of her and Bianca. This woman barely sleeps because of her dedication to her craft. Her work ethic is top tier, and her personality and heart goes beyond that somehow. Bianca Belair is truly one of one. So, there you go. Shutting down the world's worst people.
Really depressing. It's still happening in 2024, but a sad sort of example of the world that we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And, obviously, the reason that these people like Becky and Big E have had to come out with these statements is because something really horrible has happened to Bianca. But it is also nice to see her getting put over to just completely drown out these morons, these small-minded idiots, because there's no excuse for having that mindset in 2024. And if you disagree, I would advise you just click off now. Because I don't want your clicks.
Yeah, Bianca Belair is awesome. It's nice that she got these comments from her peers. It's unfortunate it's had to come from this, but just focus on the positives, and hopefully we can move past this and people can finally learn to think about what they say online.
Snap out this awful behaviour from just a loud minority of idiots. It's terrible stuff, but we've got a really stupid story at the end of this video.
Yeah, we're trying to bit of levity to look forward to. Stick around for the Dominik Mysterio story because it is actually lovely.
Let's talk t-shirts just a little bit.
Yes.
So
this one.
We're doing our live show in Philadelphia, Underground Arts, midday, the 7th of April, before WrestleMania Night 2. If you were planning...
Just over 4 weeks away, sir.
Just over 4 weeks. If you were planning on coming along, just so you know, the t-shirt package for that event goes down on the 12th. So if you were maybe thinking about buying a ticket and a t-shirt and you haven't done that yet, you need to do that before the 12th because they will be coming down after that date. WhatCulture.com/tickets. You can have a check of the packages. The VIP tickets are sold out, but there are still plenty of general admission and the t-shirt options there. But yeah, grab that soon because they will be going down soon. WhatCulture.com/tickets.
Do join us. It's going to be awesome. Right, let's talk a little bit about Kevin Kelly. He's been removed from the AEW roster page. There's speculation as to whether he's been released, etc. The catalyst for this seems to be a few days ago, a fan called Dan tweeted Kevin Kelly, "I've always appreciated the lengths you go to give history and background to a match and why these two guys are fighting." Kelly responded, "I do the same thing in AEW because it's critical to explain the why," which was fair enough. He then continued, "The idea of what I bring to the table is lost there because Ian labelled me," Ian Riccaboni. Libeled, sorry.
Labelled
and libelled.
He called me silly.
So I sit on the bench, valued by my peers, waiting to get my number called. I keep asking why, but get pushed aside. It's okay because there is no one better than me. Ask the ones that know and they'll tell you. He also responded in the replies to this tweet, to another tweet, saying, "It's a personal thing against me. It has to be. Defies logic. No actions have been taken in spite of my good name and reputation being dragged through the mud." Subsequently, as I said, he's been removed from the AEW roster page. This week's Collision is going to feature Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness doing a two-man booth for the show. But it's not looking good this end.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
What on earth is Kevin Kelly's Twitter activity recently, like you've just read, has been really weird. Insinuating that Ian Riccaboni libeled him.
And labelled him, I've heard.
There you go. There was something about a Discord recently, I think, where I think Ian maybe said Kevin Kelly had been not so nice to him or something like that. I can't remember. But that's weird because I'm pretty sure the story was that Ian personally recommended Kevin Kelly for AEW. Maybe it was it the other way around? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please do that. But yeah, this is strange. I mean, look, it's nice when people have confidence in themselves. You have to get through through this life. But personally, I don't think Kevin Kelly's the best announcer in the business. In fact, you know who I actually think is the best play-by-play announcer in the business? Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, he's up there.
And a really nice guy by all accounts as well. Riccaboni rules. I love him. Strange, weird, peculiar. No idea what's going on. No. But it would be really kind of an odd twist of fate if Kevin Kelly moved over to the US to be closer to his family to do this job. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
I don't think you help your case, though, by going off on rants on social media.
No, definitely. Not advisable.
No.
Not advisable. Should we talk about Little Kazu?
Yeah!
Okada, once again.
Getting his payday.
Jesus, this is a payday and a half, brother. Oh my goodness.
Now why WWE weren't able to sign him makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, Tokyo Sports published an article with his salary, and Fightful Selective corroborated it here. But yeah, Fightful note that Okada, who of course debuted on Dynamite this week, spoiler alert, it was 2 days ago. But the contract wasn't signed until fairly recently. It's believed that he'll be full-time in AEW. He might be moving to the US.
Wow.
And he is expected to work a complete schedule. So he's not just going to be like a once every month guy or whatever. Imagine that. Earning this amount of money. And Fightful have confirmed the Tokyo Sport numbers for this 3-year deal at $4.5 million a year.
Which is how much in yen? Was it 2 billion, I read?
A hell of a lot.
Yeah. I saw that number first and I went, oh, it's yen. Okay, fair enough.
So that would be more, and this isn't part of the report, this is just me editorializing, that would be more than all but 4 or 5 WWE wrestlers.
Roman, Punk, presumably Cody.
R-Truth. Nah, I love R-Truth. I love R. Man, he's been there for ages, maybe with wage inflation.
Yes, and he deserves to win a world title, apparently.
But yeah.
Tell me if as a result of that.
Probably the names you've mentioned. Yeah. And maybe, has Becky Lynch re-signed? She's going to be on.
Yeah.
She's going to be on a package.
Well, if she hasn't re-signed, she will be demanding those sorts of figures as well, there's a little bit more just talking about how the decision to kick Kenny Omega out of the Elite and for Okada to be a heel was made months ago. Yeah, I saw that.
All of that stuff. So, hey, look, get paid.
It's been in the works for a while, hasn't it? I read that Tony Khan has always planned to have him debut the Dynamite after Revolution, and I mean, what a debut. Well, it's weird because it's not a debut, is it? But it's like, okay, proper Okada, week in, week out now. But yeah, I mean, if you're in a battle against WWE, you can just throw money at the problem if you're AEW. A lot of bad faith takes on social media about this last night, I saw. So, look, I'm just going to say congratulations to Okada on getting paid, because that's what I like to see. Wrestlers getting paid what they deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. I have kind of vowed to stop diving into these crap-ass debates about, not a star, and all of this nonsense, but it's Kazuchika Okada, for goodness sake. And
I think you're going to put some of that money towards a video package we've already showed up on Dynamite.
They could have at least read his Wikipedia page. And the thing is, with Okada as well, that they're paying him that money. They're not going to mess around with the booking.
No.
You don't pay someone $4.5 million a year and then go, hey, let's put them in a faction with Chris Jericho for 2 years. It's not going to happen.
No, really excited to see what he does going forward, though. And if you're a fan of Okada's, join us for WrestleCulture later on today, WhatCulture Wrestling Podcast, because there might be a little Okada quiz. Oh. No actual serious questions, because he is a very fun, weird individual, so I focus more on that.
There you go. He's a strange guy.
He is. I love him. The fact he's literally one of the best wrestlers in the world, arguably ever, and then you have this side of his personality.
And a complete goof as well. Okada Cruz. Shout outs.
Okada Cruz. His fishing exploits. We'll go into it later. Anyway, let's talk Dominik Mysterio.
Oh God, I just remembered the fishing thing.
Yeah. He's having a lovely time of it right now. He's kicking ass in the Judgment Day in WWE, and he has just...
Tom and Nick.
Sorry, yes, they both have.
This is our Truth Appreciation video.
It's a throuple marriage, this. Because Dominik Mysterio got married to his long-term girlfriend, Marie Juliet, in a ceremony, I suppose technically yesterday, at the time of recording. All the usual people there. Damian Priest shared a nice picture of himself suited up at the wedding. And
he actually cashed in and married Dominik. So we got... this is like
that's how it works.
A marriage with like 7 people in it. We've just fantasy booked. Why not?
It's a lovely story, because they are childhood sweethearts, meeting in 2011, getting engaged last year, and now obviously getting married. But that's not what we want to talk about. There's a video that you've probably seen on Squared Circle or doing the rounds on social media of Dominik Mysterio attempting to do the "thanks everyone for coming, blah blah blah, isn't my wife beautiful?" Da 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 da. People are just like, boo! So he even gets at his own wedding, which I think shows the amount of heat that boy has. It's awesome.
It would be pretty fun if you were at that wedding and you were like Dominik's second cousin who's not really into wrestling. And you see people like booing him, and you're like, it's his wedding day, what are you doing?
You can't do this.
This is so disrespectful.
Why are people being shocked when he thanks his dad for coming?
It's just, it's crazy, but also a lot of fun. So
yes,
hey, listen, we had to, And
here at WhatCulture, we love love. So congratulations.
We love to have fun as well.
Congratulations to all. I don't know. We'll get to now all 4 of them on the marriage, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move over to your questions. We usually take them on X. That's where the guys who do the news over the weekend, Phil, Gareth, and Andrew will probably be taking them.
Phil and Gareth ain't doing no questions, brother. They ain't got time for that. Sunday Flow, Pollard.
Yes.
There you go.
At WhatCulture WWE. We also take them from the community page on YouTube, which is where I got them from today, Andy. And our first question comes from Mark Anthony Lowe, who says, "Hey legends, from the Philippines here." Thank you, Mark, for your question. Missed this for a couple of months now, since I never used or will use Twitter. Smart move. Anyway, do you think the whole Uso saga ends up with a swerve with Jay realigning with the Bloodline?
I don't think so. I think it's likelier to end up with Jimmy leaving the Bloodline and realigning with his brother the other way around. Because they are the Usos and they will get back together someday. I think it's more likely in that role. I don't think we're going to see an expansion of the Bloodline. I think that we will see a disintegration of the Bloodline slowly, bit by bit, as we build eventually to The Rock versus Roman, whenever the hell that happens.
Yeah, I agree. Jay's going to kick his brother's ass at WrestleMania. And yes, I have seen some people panicking that, wait a second, no, if Seth and Cody win night 1, then no Bloodline people are allowed around ringside. But that doesn't necessarily include Jay. No, No. Also, I want Bloodline rules. It's going to be banned at that.
It's going to be stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go. The Rock gets rolled up after 2 minutes in the tag match.
Old Man Wayne gives us our next question. Thank you, Old Man Wayne.
Old Man Wayne. Hell yeah, I love it.
Who do you think the first member that will be kicked out of the BCC currently will be? I currently think it has to be Bryan Danielson. He hasn't beaten Eddie Kingston, and I don't see him beating Ospreay. But thoughts, please, legends. Welcome back, Mr. Morita.
Thank you. I think that makes sense. Like Danielson final year, it would make sense for him to go out as a babyface.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I just want them to all split up, if I'm honest. I love all of them individually. I am sick to the back teeth of the Blackpool Combat Club. I do not care about what they do next. I want to see Jon Moxley and Claudio and Wheeler Yuta and obviously particularly Bryan Danielson go off and do some awesome things. As a collective, don't care.
I have the complete opposite opinion. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. I think they're awesome. I love Claudio and Jon Moxley wearing Road Warriors gear. I love them having little beefs with like Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty, and then the CMLL guys coming in. I love that Claudio has turned into this nasty asshole.
I do like that bit,
we've
yeah.
never really, like, as to this extent, seen from him before. I think Moxley is in tremendous form. Wheeler Yuta, get back on the radar, Chief.
Yeah.
Like, that's a room for improvement. And I think that Bryan Danielson is about to have the best year any wrestler's ever had. So I love the BCC.
Yeah.
Nobody else in this office does, but I do. So that's okay.
He loves them. I don't hate them, but I don't.
Well, you're biased. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of theirs. But
I'm
look,
on the payroll and you're off it.
yeah, look, internet. We can coexist in the same room together. So
Why are they not fighting?
anyway, final question today comes from Mad Mike.
He's so mad.
Thanks, Mike. For your
Thanks,
question.
Mike.
What will you pop for the most if it happens during Mania weekend? Obviously, Adams is when the Dan wins the big one. Yeah, I would have obviously said Cody Rhodes finally finishing the story so I can showboat in everyone's face that I was right, that it was the right decision not to put the title on him at WrestleMania 39. And then, earlier on this week, Tony goddamn D'Angelo got himself a world title shot at Stand and Deliver. Oh. And I'm going to be there. They can do whatever they want with Cody if Tony wins the big one. That's the real story I want finishing. Andy, what would you pop most for over WrestleMania?
Cody Rhodes losing. Look, I can't lie. So this.
I really thought that was going to go one way.
There's two aspects. There's two aspects of this decision, right? Right. There's the fan side, right, and the wrestling fan in me obviously wants Cody Rhodes to win.
Yes.
Obviously, he needs to finish the story. He should have done it last year, but he needs to do it this year, and he needs to because he's like world champion material.
Oh,
he
yeah.
absolutely is. That needs to happen. But the content guy perspective is that he needs to lose because think of the clicks, brother.
Hi, Simon. Yeah, we're going to need 12 Ys in the next, 12 hours probably.
Brother, can you make the ups and downs video 6 hours long? Thank you.
Yeah, it is one of those things where...
Listen, I'm being honest.
As a fan, certain things are preferable. And as content creators... Oh, absolute chaos.
Yeah, also, I kind of like seeing the world burn.
Oh, God, this whole backstage row CM Punk AEW thing's really terrible. Anyway, I'm just gonna do the old Woody Harrelson meme.
It's gonna be like if you're watching on night 2 and you hear 50,000 people go boo and one guy going yeah, that's me. And maybe
And the crowd.
maybe Phil as well. We'll see.
Papa's got a brand new bag. There we go.
Yeah, we can buy some new cameras, get some lights.
Bad news, Cody hasn't finished the story. Good news is we don't have to go home for 3 weeks because of all the money we've made. We can just stay in Philadelphia a bit longer.
And because millions of, like thousands of people will take this literally, my tongue is firmly in cheek, but a part of me does want to see the world.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit.
Let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed, and while you're at it, why not check out this video?
Rubber chicken.